Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. So I know tomorrow is Video Tuesday, but tomorrow is also day one of the mini catalog and the new SaleABration catalog. And so all of those products are going to be available tomorrow. And I just wanted to come to you and make a cute card using some of that free product. So what is SaleABration? If you are a new stamper, you may be like, well, I don't even know what SaleABration means. And what it is, let me show you the catalog. So this mini catalog is in effect for 2 months. So it starts tomorrow and it's in effect until the end of September. And what is inside is tons of product that you can earn for free by purchasing other product from either the mini catalog or the annual catalog in $50 increments, $100 increments. There's different levels. And also, if you purchase $100 and you want two $50 items, you can do that. And so today, we are going to actually, I can't show you the inside until tomorrow, but hopefully you have your catalog. If you will look to page 6, you will see Feels Like Home, which is a red rubber cling set that I love. And this is just so me. It's a cute front of a house, okay, with the door. And then lots of sayings. I mean, your friendship feels like home to me. Oh, that's so cute. I'm always and forever here for you. A little pot plant. It's just really adorable. And I love that it's red rubber because you can use your StaysOn ink very easily on these red rubber stamps. You can use that on your photopolymer, but it does not clean off very well, and also it's really not good for the plastic that's in the photopolymer stamps. But on red rubber stamps, it's perfect. So let's get started. Let's make a cute card. I am going to teach you just a little quick technique to maybe you know it, maybe you don't. So let's get started. Okay, so today I am using the some paper that I don't even usually use. It's sold on page 136. It's called Shimmery White cardstock. And the reason that I'm using it is because it has a nice finish, okay? It's not as thick as watercolor paper. It's kind of like our thick white basic cardstock, but it has a finish over it. And I don't know if you can see, it does have a little bit of a sparkle, very subtle. But the main thing is that it's good for using water-based products on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the front door stamp, the big stamp in the set, and I'm going to use StaysOn ink. And so I'm going to stamp that first. And your StaysOn pad, okay, is re-inkable. So it's a linen pad versus a foam pad. So it holds the ink really well, but occasionally you will have to re-ink it. This is jet black and it has a re-inker. Okay, so if you haven't used it in a while, you may need to re-ink yours. So what we want to do is ink up the stamp really well. And the reason is because it's kind of a sticky ink, okay? So this is a solvent ink versus a water-based ink, like Memento. Well, Memento is actually alcohol-based, but, and it's perfect for using on your markers. It's perfect for using with the water painter, which is what we're gonna do today. So I'm going to stamp this on here. I'm gonna give it a lot of pressure, okay, because I wanna make sure that the full stamp stamps on the cardstock. Perfect. Okay, now we want to clean this, right? Because StaysOn ink will stain your stamps. It's not a problem if you don't do it right away. It might stain and then, you know, there you go. But we're going to just dab this on. So this is the StaysOn remover. So it has like a little cushion on top, and you're just going to dab that onto your stamp all over where the ink is, and you're going to let that sit. Okay, and then when you're done, after it sits for a while, you can take it to your scrub and clean it with your mist. All right, so that's how you'll clean your red rubber stamps when using StazOn ink. Okay, now the exciting part. I am going to use a water painter. So the water painters come in 3. They used to be called aqua painters. If you have aqua painters, same thing. They work great. These actually come in a pack of 3. So you get a small brush, a little larger brush, but you also get this cool paintbrush. Okay, so this is like perfect for big jobs. All right. And you fill them with water. You never have to get rid of them. They're not like blender pens. You just keep filling them. You can put alcohol in them if you want to use them as an alcohol painter. You can put ink in there. You can put a couple drops of ink. You can use them as an ink marker, as an ink water painter. So very versatile. I'm going to use the smaller one today. And so it's filled with water. And you just want to give it a little squeeze. And I'm going to use it with my markers. So these are our Stampin' Right markers. And you get all the colors that we have, except for the in colors. You have to buy them separately. So the in colors are in a pack of 5 each year. And this is the current year, the new year, 2021 to 2023. And you get all 5 for $15. So what I'm talking about here is building your $50 free purchase, right? You could buy some shimmery paper. You could buy the markers. Maybe you could get a StazOn pad. You could get the StazOn remover. So if you're a new stamper, just keep all this stuff in mind. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the back of this stamp set. I'm going to use it as a palette. And I'm just going to start to use my markers and bring some color onto this shimmery white paper. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one, which is kind of looks like brick to me. I'm sorry, not brick. Looks more like a door. This is the Cajun Craze. So these are dual tip. They have the brush tip and they have the very pointy tip. You want to store them sideways because you want the ink at both ends. If you store them like this, the ink's going to be down here as it starts to be used up instead of at the other end. So store them sideways. And what I'm going to do is just scribble some ink on here. All right. And then I'm going to use my water painter. If I call this an aqua painter, you'll know I'm reverting back to the old days. So I'm going to squeeze a little water and I'm going to pick up some of that ink. So I'm making a little palette here and I'm actually going to just start to color with them. Oh, this is like using a marker, but you have a lot of control as to how light or dark you want your cardstock to be. So it's delightful. It's really delightful to use. So I'm just coloring in the door right now. I'm not being perfect, right? I'm just going to pull in a little color all around the door jamb, the trim. Listen to me talking like I know what I'm talking about. I don't really know a lot about hardware, building doors. And then I'm going to go ahead, and this looks like a wood floor, so I'm just going to go ahead and put some color down here on the floor. Okay. Yeah, loving that. And looks like the floor is over here. Okay. And as you keep going, you know, it gets lighter and lighter because the ink is being used up. Now, you have ink on here and you want to use a different color, right? So you just give it a little tiny squeeze, bring a little water down, and you just go like this until the ink rubs, until it runs clear. Okay, now I'm going to use the next color, which is, I'm going to make the brick cherry cobbler. So again, I'm going to scribble some on here and pull that up. Now I pulled up a lot of color there, so hopefully it's not going to be too bright. And it's pretty bright, but that's okay. Still, cherry cobbler to me looks like brick. So It's going to go where there's some brick. And see, you can like add some color. You can add some shade of a little bit darker when you want it. Oh, it's so fun. And, you know, this isn't watercolor paper, so remember, you don't want to go too crazy with the water. You want to keep it a little bit, you know, dry. I mean, it could pill if you continue to just keep going over and over it with water. Okay, so I'm going to clean this off. Now I'm going to bring in some, I think I'm going to bring in some green. I don't want the green to be too dark, so I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use Old Olive. So I'm going to go over here, put in some Old Olive because I've got quite a bit of greenery going on here. So now I'm just going to color in this tree, the leaves on this tree. Oh yeah, that's about the right color. I didn't want it to be too bright. And, you know, when you looked at this, maybe in the catalog, you were like, that's too much work. I can see me having to color all that. It's too much work. Well, you don't even have to do it this way. You could just take a sponge. You could do some real quick sponging. You really don't have to go with this, even this crazy, but I love it. So, okay, I'm using pretty much of this up, which is cool. Coming in with a little extra dark. Okay, I think I have some greenery down here I want to get. Okay, done with that. And now I need to bring in maybe a little something for these baskets. And for this, I think I'm going to use, that's Blackberry Bliss. I don't think I want that color. How about, what's this color? Mary Merlot. I keep pulling these colors out thinking they're brown. I think I might use soft suede. Pull some soft suede. I think that's soft suede. Yes. Okay. Yay. And now I'm going to clean that off, and I'm going to pull up some soft suede, and I'm just going to do these pots real quick. And I might do the seat of the bike. Okay. Looking good. All right. I might do a little shading on these windows. Okay, clean that off. And the only other thing I think I want to do is bring in a little bit of a shadow. So I think I'm going to use Sahara Sand. And you probably can't see all these colors on this case, but they're there. Okay, so now what I want to do is just bring in a little shadow around the whole thing. And I want it to be kind of watery, so I'm going to actually pinch a little water and make it very watery. Ooh, I really put a lot of water on there. Let's see. And you're probably not even going to notice this so much, but when it's all done, all said and done, it kind of gives it a frame. And of course, I'm going to matte this, but it kind of does give it a little bit of a frame. Okay. I might come back and take a little of this and make this tree, just bring a little color back into this tree. Okay. Looking very good. And I think I'm almost done. The only thing I want to do is maybe put in a little sky, a little bright in the sky. And I think I'm going to do some Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to pull up some yellow for the up here. Okay, I'm going to hold this up so you can see when I'm done. And I'm done. So I'm going to clean off my case now, and I'm going to use some mist, right? And I'm just going to use a paper towel. I'm just going to clean this off. So this is just water-based, so it's going to clean off really easy. So I could even use just a spritzer of water if I wanted to, but poof, all clean. Okay, now I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. Can you see how the colors that I used are just very subtle, but they are there, and I love it. Okay, so now I am going to mat this on a piece of black cardstock. So let me add some adhesive to the back. Now I'm using my Stampin Seal Plus. So I don't know if you can tell the difference. These are little tiny pieces of adhesive, and so different from the other adhesive. It's actually super strong. Don't need a whole lot. Okay, so now I'm just going to add this on my black cardstock. And then I have a piece of Cajun Craze, which was the color I used for the door. And I'm going to go ahead and use that as my card base because I want the door to pop, actually. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to mat this on my Cajun Craze. And then I have a piece of Designer Series paper, and this is from the Bloom Where You're Planted Designer Series paper that was on sale. Well, a lot of our papers were on sale last month. And so I'm going to go ahead and add this to the inside of the card because I need a lighter color on the inside, and I think that's kind of pretty with the wood. It's got the wood grain. Okay, so there is my card today using the Feels Like Home free SaleABration set. That's a $50 free item. I love that it's the red rubber, and I feel very comfortable using my Stays On ink on that. So hope you enjoyed this today, and I hope that you're excited about SaleABration. I know I am. And I will have another video for you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.